Tonight on Hip on the Spot News. The new major update is here, so let's check it out. We dissect the long list of add-ons and fixes and new issues. The Afghanistan map is here, and together with new ground units and new core DCS systems are in place for what is to come. This and more on How I Play. This video is sponsored by Fox3 Managed Solutions. Use our HIP24 coupon code for 10% discount. Hello virtual pilots, I'm Andre Celesti, and tonight we are going to talk about the latest updates in DCS World. And the mighty update is here, filled with new content, many changes, fixes and improvements, but also new issues that will be resolved with a new fix patch. Yes, now for those of you that watch our show and are updated with every single piece of information regarding DCS, you will definitely understand why this update was more demanding to be released. We were scrolling down the patch notes and it took quite some time to get to the bottom of it. It is quite consistent. And so here we are, doing what we do best here at How I Play, dissecting the most important features and changes added to DCS World within this major update. As always, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future information. And if by the end of this video you had a good time with us, make sure to give us a like. It helps and it's like an applause at the end of the good show. And so, let's begin. For new additions, as we expected, we have the Afghanistan map, available in early access with the first region in the southwest. This opens up a new experience in DCS World and provides the background to many historical conflicts, some recent and some more distant. But all in all, a great selection for DCS World where the A10C, Apache, the Kiowa Warrior, and many other modules can call home. Now, we will definitely take a look at this wonderful map and provide a review for everyone, like we did with the previous new regions added to DCS World. From our first look, the vegetation looks gorgeous. It even includes flowers. And we definitely cannot overlook the fact that in the trailer we saw many new things that are in or will be implemented in DCS World, like the new infantry and ground vehicles. The new FC 2024 is here, and as we know, it includes 3 new additions to the pack of Flaming Cliffs: the F5E, the F86F, and the MiG-15 BIS. But it seems that there are a few issues with the implementation of the new Flaming Cliffs, at least for some users, me included. The FC3 pack goes invalid. A fix will be provided, and I hear from unofficial channels that for those of you who purchased this pack on Steam, you could try to reactivate it in your profile. We will wait to hear what ED says about this and expect a fix anytime now, if not already. Also, I hear that mods that were based on the FC3 pack have stopped working. Sad times, but we will keep you updated on that later in our next shows. Moving on, the new launcher for DCS looks really nice. It gives you many options prior to launch in DCS, which couldn't come more sooner. No more restarting DCS every time you change your graphical options. It includes a look to the store page, much needed options for VR settings, and many other features. And speaking of VR, I hear there is an issue with the quad view options for our fellow pimax users. Some flickering happening since the new update. We will wait the fix for that, and for the time being, all I know is that disabling eye tracking could help. Remaining with core DCS changes, we got a new multiplayer selection role interface to enhance respawn functionality and additional information on the ability to see exact respawn locations on the map and interact with them. Nice! The new dynamic respawn slot system has been added as well that allows mission designers to set up airfields serving any aircraft respawn and associated warehouse without the need of specific placements in the editor. Airfields with active dynamic spawns are specifically marked on the map with a hexagon icon. Parking spots are assigned automatically on a respawn request. Not only that, but ED are coordinating with Moose, Mist, and CTLD developers for supporting these new spawn methods in their scripts. Meanwhile, I am glad to inform you that the ground AI enhancements were mentioned in our previous show have been implemented. No more laser-eyed ground units being aware of your presence in unrealistic ways. This is accompanied with a new air target detection system and a good tweak in performance as they moved all the demanding logic for target detection to a parallel thread. This gives more headroom for performance, especially on AI-populated dedicated servers with large-scale battles. This applies to ground, sea, and airborne AI units. Music to my ears. Rupesh, let's go check it out as soon as possible. Sticking with ground units, now we have the already teased M1A 2C Abrams unit model, and the default Abrams tank got a new look. We also got the new MRAP Max Pro, and now we could recreate some current situations over there in Afghanistan, if you know what I mean. Oh, and the T-72B3 main battle tank can now be operated by you.
Me?
No.
Who?
You.
Ah, so me, yes, good.
What? Never mind. We are still in the AI department. They added a new combat landing option for AI helicopters. This allows for much faster approaches and landing in combat conditions. It also controls the heading to take when taking off again. And on the performance tab, the helicopter terrain collision checks that are needed for low altitude flight have been moved to a parallel thread as well. There is a long list of changes done for the AI aircraft that our mission editors and users in general will like to check out. The most important changes are in regards of AI tasking, landing, and takeoff. RTB on bingo fuel changes that improve the behavior of those units. Now, for those of you thinking, are these preparations for the Chinook and the new logistic revamp system? It sure looks like it, but we will have to wait and see what gets implemented once the Chinook is here. Still with ground AI, something new for the artillery options. They added a shoot and scoot option. Currently is linked to the fire at point task in the mission editor. After completing the fire task, the artillery group will immediately relocate within a given radius to avoid enemy counter-battery fire. Amazing stuff! Now let's make sure they don't retreat in someone's house. In terms of graphics and effects, they fixed some glitches with shadows on the surface when SSS was enabled. Ship wakes got corrected, and issues with the dynamic weather in multiplayer were fixed. Interesting enough, in the mission editor, they added a warning about placing a unit on a sloped surface. A notification will appear on a red background, indicating the current value and affordable limit. They also improved clip map technology for a more detailed rendering of terrain ground textures. Moving on, long and behold, the Strike Eagle is back in action and the radar has been fixed. The problem was tweaked by Eagle Dynamics to avoid confusion on who provided this patch. Good to know. For the Viper, alongside a long list of fixes and improvements, the Viper's radar has a new feature. And yes, it's a feature of realism, as the radar will now include false targets. Yes, you heard me right, these targets are caused mainly by internal receiver noise and ambient noises at receiver input. The radar internal circuits maintain false target rates constant with the average frequency of 1 false alarm per minute. Cool! So get your hands away from typing on those Reddit groups. It's not broken, it's a feature. And as a side note, the Viper Sniper Pod is in advanced development and still planned for a release this year. The Hornet gets the same new feature as the Viper for false targets on the radar and a new ACM bump function plus a joint programmable fuse page. Nice! And we cannot shy away from the long-awaited Supercarrier update. Now, for some users out there, this is not a big deal, and I get it. I know you wait for the plane directors. In the words of George R.R. Martin when speaking about the dragons, they are coming. But for now, we got the brand new Air Boss position on the deck. By pressing the default right Alt plus F9, you can enter this camera. You move like in a FPS with the WASD keys, and in order to interact with things, make sure you press the default right Alt plus C for mouse control.
And now I can steer the ship.
Yes, Petrovich, you can now steer the ship. We will have some fun on our Hip Dynamics server. Make sure to stick with us as more videos are inbound. For the F14 Phantom, we got more performance optimizations, much needed optimizations, plus plenty of fixes, especially for multi-crew. Jester got new callouts for bombing and the automatic ready pre-contact for air-to-air refueling. Can we make this a core DCS option? Thanks. They updated the payloads and added smoke winders for air shows. You gotta have them. Alongside a long list of fixes and improvements, link is in the video description for the entire patch notes if you want to check it out in detail. The Phantom also received new missions. For the Tomcat, the team at HitBlur reworked all engine sounds in cockpit and external. They updated the flap damage model, they added new visual effects for engine damage, and also you need to know that your F14 can now explode if engine fires are left unattended. Just saying, keep your fires at bay. Then the Viggen got heavy work by the team. Hood elements were tweaked in a long list of avionics changes. Lots of corrections in the art department, weapons, and a new guidance logic. And then I was surprised to see that the Huey got a new minigun and sounds. Nice! Moving on, the South Atlantic map received a major improvement visual fidelity work, a must-see new update for this vast and amazing map. We are preparing a new video showcasing the South Atlantic in all its splendor. And we cannot forget that the Kola map by orbx got the winter seasons and textures, plus a new port, more optimization and infrastructure around the map. And also, with this update, we have 3 new campaigns for the F-16C Viper, the Huey, and the Apache. Make sure to check them out. So these are the most important changes you need to know about in the current major update in DCS World. But stay tuned as we will check out Afghanistan very soon and come back with a review for the map. And speaking of reviews, we just published our Pimax Crystal Light review on the channel. Our thoughts, tests and impressions with this new PC VR headset. Make sure to check it out. Thank you all for watching. Many thanks to our patrons that support our channel. And remember to check our sponsors, VR Rock for your VR blue light protection and prescription lenses, Fox3 Managed Solutions for the best DCS servers out there, delanclip for your wireless head tracking experience, Moza Racing with their amazing technology, and Pimax for the most quality VR headsets that the market can offer. And subscribe to keep in touch with all the latest news on your favorite simulators and games. I am Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.